CTV News, Vancouver Island Report.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. We'll have your full weather coverage in just a moment, but we begin in Nanaimo, where a man has pleaded guilty to a series of sex charges involving assaults on children. Gary McIntyre admitted in court today that over a 2-year period, he targeted 4 young girls. Most of the incidents happened while the girls were visitors at the McIntyre family's home in Cedar. CTV's Scott Cunningham reports.
His victims knew him as a trusted family friend, but now the entire community knows him as a sex offender. 48-year-old Gary McIntyre pleaded guilty today to repeatedly sexually assaulting 4 girls between the ages of 7 and 14. One of his victims was mentally challenged.
The nature of this case is traumatic for everyone involved.
Tragic for all, but none more than the victims' families. Hearing today how each young girl was repeatedly preyed upon, fondled, and violated by a man they trusted. After the guilty plea, the sentence: 2 years house arrest and 3 years probation with strict conditions to stay away from children under the age of 16.
It was a negotiated plea between Crown and myself to resolve the case. Nobody wanted these children to have to come to court.
Crown prosecutors would not go on camera today, but in court called Gary McIntyre a predator who stole trust and innocence from a group of young Nanaimo girls. The assaults took place at the Cedar home McIntyre shared with his wife and son. In most cases, the girls had been dropped off by their parents. Today, McIntyre lives alone in a neighborhood just north of downtown Nanaimo. CTV News has also learned he works at Costco, stocking shelves while he commutes to the Comox Valley to attend treatment at the Upper Island Sex Offender Program.
There's no going back. You can't unring a bell. But he is determined never to be back in a situation that causes this kind of problem for either the children or the families, or himself for that matter.
Families of the victims hugged and cried after the sentence was delivered. Tears that may be for a horrific ordeal now over, or a sentence that lacks teeth for a man who stole the innocence away from their daughters. Scott Cunningham, CTV News, Nanaimo.